Good evening, traders. It's Mr. Joseph Trades here on April the 1st, 2025. Thank you for joining me. This is going to be my daily performance summary. I trade the futures market with NASDAQ contracts, most often the micro, sometimes with the mini. Depends on which account I'm in. Well, let's jump right into it with TradeZella. So the month is off to a good start. As I mentioned yesterday, from yesterday on, I'm only going to be showing my profit loss on my funded accounts. Since I do trade the funded a lot differently than the evals, I didn't want everybody to get the wrong idea about when the numbers were so huge or in one way or in the other, good or bad. So this is going to be a more accurate representation of what I'm trying to do. So today across my three funded accounts, I had a profit of $388.92. Two trades on copy trade on each. That's why you get the 6 total trades. 100% win rate. That is the kind of day that I like to have. Who wouldn't like to have that, right? My goal with time is to, of course, get more accounts and to size bigger than what I'm doing currently. But as long as I can keep being consistent with this type of thing as it scales up and I keep my discipline and skill set sharp, I should reap the rewards if I can keep my mental game in check. So that's what I'm really working on, is just trusting my data that I spend hours collecting and analyzing, and I know I have a great strategy. I know my signals are really good. It's just at this point about overcoming fear of loss, and that's my main obstacle. So that's TradeZella. Next, let's go to the charts. So on the 4 hour, we talk about this every day. This is the chart that I begin my analysis on. So as you can see today, we continued our up move from yesterday's dip into the support area. It did indeed grind a bit higher. Overnight we had a bit of non-trending action, and then in the first part of the session we had a bit of a liquidity grab. You see that long wick on that white candle. The white is the green for me. On this chart I use white for up candles, and I use gray for down candles. But regardless, we had a wick of sell side liquidity and then a nice push higher. Looks to me like price could certainly go back and visit the EMA. Of course, we have big tariff news tomorrow. Who knows what's going to happen? We don't know what's going to happen. We just know something's going to happen. So we have to be prepared when we're day trading for whatever direction the market's going. As long as it's moving, we'll be just fine. Let's go to the 15-minute. Real clean price action today. Ideal price action. And even though it was overall, I would consider this to be a range day, mainly this being, the range I'm talking about. There were some great moves to liquidity. So the morning started off with a dump to this key level, and then it reversed, and here's one of my red-green wick reversals. It came through yet again, and price just sought this buy-side liquidity. You'll see that it took out the overnight high and had a solid close above it. And at that point, my next idea was it might go visit these key levels. Sure enough, it did. Although right in here, it got a little dicey. Then in the afternoon hours, sort of had a bit of chop until about 2 o'clock, where you had a move back to the EMA and VWAP, and then finally in the last hour you had a nice strong bullish push to buy side liquidity to finish out the session. Let's take a look at the 5-minute chart, which is my execution time frame. This shows that red-green wick reversal in more detail. One of the best trades of the day for me. And then we had a couple of signals up here in this chop. Not a lot of follow through up here, but that's because it was at a key level. I just mark these out because I like keeping stats on them, and I note in the description of the stats things like where it occurs, such as key level. So I know that when something like a buy signal occurs right here, well, it's already met one of these targets. So more than likely, not a very likely trade I would take. I did see this coming down on this bear flag. I did get into this. It did not have any continuation. I was thinking at the time that price might rotate down to sell side liquidity and take out this swing low, but instead what happened was it sort of consolidated, and then the last hour we had a great bullish push. This is another of the best trades of the day for me. Here we go again, another bull flag. Price closes above the 21 EMA, does a little flag pattern, buy it above the break of this bear candle, and my take profit was actually at this swing high. It did go further, but I didn't want to get greedy. I was able to ride the trade all the way from here to here. I believe it was about 45 or 46 points, so an excellent trade. Finally, let's go to, I took a screenshot of my accounts, and this is what I did overall today. That's different than my trade Zella. Like I said, I'm just doing funded. So in funded, I had 388.92, but just a great day. In all my accounts, I had nearly 4,000 in profit. When price moves like it did today, where it makes sense how it's moving and it's not just chopping around, I tend to thrive in on those types of days. I've gotten a real good feel for that. My biggest challenge now is staying out of the chop. I'm getting better and better at avoiding it, but it's certainly a process because, let's face it, trading is fun, but you not only need to have fun, you need to make money. You can't make money if you're getting chopped around. So trading during the right types of days and during the right times of the day is one of my big areas of focus going forward. And today that paid off. I'm pretty pleased with this, how the month has started. Let's hope it continues. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you found any value at all, please consider subscribing, press like, and feel free to leave a comment. And until next time, great trading, everyone.